Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Behind the Studio, brought to you by Cul Studio. I am Shagun, blockchain engineer here at Cul Studio, and I am joined by my co-host Rohan. So Rohan, how it's going today?
Hey Shagun, it's going pretty well. And hey everybody, I'm Rohan, a Web3 backend developer here at Cul Studio. And I gotta say, today's episode is going to be packed. Today, we'll be sharing some cool stories, some real world examples, and also what's in plan for the podcast. Isn't that right, Shagun?
Yeah, exactly. And the whole purpose of this podcast, we are going to tell that we are going to explore what's new in Web3,
Mm-hmm.
and we are going to talk around latest trends, industry shifts, breaking down complex concepts, and my personal favorite part that we are going to bring you the interviews with some of the brightest minds of industry. And
Exactly.
it's not just limited about information. Yeah, it's about building a community of like-minded people
Mm-hmm.
who are as passionate about Web3 as we are.
Oh yeah, definitely. So Shagun, don't you think that as a developer, Web3 can feel like a rabbit hole sometimes?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely,
Exactly.
right? Like one minute you're reading about dApps, smart contracts, NFTs, and networks, and the next thing you know, you're deep into like tokenomics, concentrated liquidity, DeFi, and all of that good stuff. So that is actually a lot for a person to take in. So here we're making that journey a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
So whether you're an experienced developer who is like curious about shifting over to blockchain, or an entrepreneur who is thinking about Web3 and how it can transform your business, even if you're passionate about new technologies and you've just heard about the term Web3 and want to know what all the buzz is about, this podcast is for you, definitely, right?
Yeah. This podcast is really for people looking to jump into this space. So, yeah, to give you some context, we all know that Web3 is growing rapidly. So, we can talk about numbers.
Hmm.
I just researched that. Do you know that more than 30% of developers entering the tech space
Hmm.
are now focusing on blockchain? That's huge.
Yeah, that's definitely huge.
Yeah. So, it's just not a trend now, it's a full-blown movement.
Oh yeah, completely agree. It's a full-blown movement, right? And you know what? It's not just developers, right? Developers, okay, they're jumping into blockchain, but it's also companies because they're hiring these developers, right? So around 74% of companies are now exploring blockchain solutions to integrate decentralized technology into their operations. And that's what, almost three out of every four company. So it's not even a trend anymore. Now it's become a necessity.
Yeah, it's a necessity now. Yeah, but then here is a catch that now Web3 developers still make up about 1% of all coders globally. So there's a serious shortage, and it's according to McKinsey and company, and they are calling it as a big opportunity for people who want to jump into this space. So if you're a developer right now, this world is basically screaming that we need you. And that's why we are here, right? To help bridge that gap and make sure that people can easily dive into this Web3 space, whether they are pros or just they are getting started. So now we'll talk more about Web3, what really Web3 is, and why it's so game changing.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I'm kind of surprised that there's like the shortage, but yeah, let's kind of shift gears and talk about what actually Web3 is. You're exactly right. So let's take an example of my coffee, right? I'm a huge coffee drinker. So every morning I go get my cup of coffee. And so you walk into the coffee shop and you grab your latte or your frappuccino or your cold coffee or your black coffee, whatever, right? And you take your first sip, and then you wonder, right? Where did this coffee bean come from? Were they like ethically sourced? Were the farmers paid equitably? Yeah, a lot of these things that we think about, you could actually track every single step of this coffee beans journey from the farm to your cup using blockchain. And that's exactly what Web3 is for you. It provides transparency and accountability. So this decentralized system is basically helping the supply chain system that for this coffee bean, right?
Yeah, and that I see it as a very important and core use case of blockchain
Yeah.
about traceability and tracking of the whole process.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's just not limited to coffee, also to all chai lovers out there.
Yeah. I mean,
You can,
Shagun, I'm a coffee drinker. You're a chai lover,
yeah,
right?
yeah, we can track coffee and chai both. And also, we are seeing this in wellness apps too.
Hmm.
I don't know if you have heard about Sweatcoin or StepIn,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
they are really literally gamifying it, fitness. You can even mint NFT sneakers on StepIn
Mm.
and earn their token just by walking or running. So, yeah, your daily jog could earn you digital tokens. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I completely agree. Super crazy. Like incorporating blockchain technology into our daily lives, like how crazy, right? But it's also pretty genius,
Yeah.
right? And it's not just in fitness, right? Whole countries actually adopting this distributed ledger technology into their economic system. For example, El Salvador. I heard in a news article a few months back that they made a Bitcoin a legal tender in their country, right? So from that article, I saw that they were using apps similar to how UPI is in India. You just scan a QR code. Similarly, over there, you just scan a QR code and then you can pay with your Bitcoin for everyday goods, right? And so that's huge. That's a huge step forward.
Yeah, there are multiple use cases, and it's just not limited to digital currencies that are catching on. Even real world assets are being tokenized too. According to a data that BCG says that $1.5 trillion dollars in real world assets like real estate, art, and even commodities could be tokenized by 2030.
Hmm.
So yeah, the future is digital and it's happening faster than we could ever think. For now, let's switch gears and we can now talk about Cul Studio more
Yeah,
and
definitely.
how Cul Studio is making all this innovation more accessible. So Rohan, now we can switch gears to
Yeah,
Cul Studio.
that definitely, definitely. So what at Cult Studio, what we have done is we've actually created a platform that simplifies blockchain and app development so much that you can go from your idea to execution about 90% faster than before. And trust me, in this space, this is actually a game changer.
Yeah, and whether you're creating your digital assets
Hmm.
or building decentralized applications or managing a supply chain system, Curve Studio got you covered. Because we have built tools like the kit for deployment, or API gateway for easy integration, buns for blockchain event tracking, library for creating smart contracts, or even a token and NFT creator for launching your own assets. You can do all just in few clicks.
Yeah, that's exactly true. And we have a few upcoming integrations and also partnerships, as well as new apps. For example, we are also providing a way to spin up your own private network if that's what you want. And this is not just for developers, right? Entrepreneurs, companies, and students can all take advantage of this. There's something for everybody. I mean, even in industries like supply chain, businesses are already using our platform to build decentralized tracking systems. And as I said, we've got some big partnerships coming that we can't wait to share in the next few episodes.
Yeah, very great, interesting partnerships are coming soon on Culp Studio. And exactly, Rohan, I love how we are breaking down these technical barriers with low-code tools. So now developers can focus more on innovation instead of getting bogged down in the complexity of blockchain. Don't you think it's like we are giving them superpowers to build faster and smarter?
Shagun, I already feel like a superhero. I don't know why. So, guys, if you're actually thinking about joining us right now, you can be a part of this as well, right? You can just go to cult.studio and sign up. You'll get a free $50 credit, which you can use. And if you're already deep into Web3 or just curious about it, we are here to help you dive in. And the best part about it, we actually have some big news. We actually have an event that's coming up that we are super pumped about.
Yeah, yeah. And let me tell you guys, our build event is coming up soon and it's going to be epic. We are bringing together developers from all over to solve real world problems using blockchain. And if you've got some ideas or you just want to see what's possible, this is your chance.
And here's the exciting part about that,
Yeah.
Shagun, that in the next episode, we're actually bringing on board one of the core
Yeah.
members
Mm.
of the organizing committee from Build, right? So they're going to be sharing all of the behind the scene details, all of the small things that are going on that's planned for this event.
And if you're in Chandigarh, that's super great. You can have a chance to meet us and the team behind Cul Studio. We would love to connect to people interested there and curious about this emerging tech.
All right,
We
guys.
will love to join you people.
Hmm. All right, I think it's about to wrap up, Shagun.
Yeah, it's a time to wrap up.
So, thanks guys for joining us for the very first episode of Behind the Studio. We've got a lot more in store, so make sure you subscribe, follow us on social media, and keep an eye out for updates. We'll catch you in the next time when we dive even deeper into Web3 and chat with our special guest from Build.
Yeah, and stay tuned with us for our growing episodes on very interesting topics about Web3.
All right, thank you
Thank you.
guys. Bye bye.